Welcome in, guys, to the first episode of the Film Informers podcast. I am so excited to be here, and it's been nearly 3 years since I hit that upload button, and we're back. This is a bit different than what we're normally doing with video essays and that sort of thing, but the idea was to bring you guys as much content as we could, and we had this great setup for a podcast, and we figured we're going to jump in here. So you guys can expect weekly uploads every Friday. New releases, classics, anything we want to talk about, it'll all be right here. This podcast, it's not only crazy that it's been 3 years since I've got something on here for you guys, but this is also the culmination of nearly 10 years of work and effort and planning to put something like this in motion. I'm here with my best friend, Jordan.
Yo, sorry. Hey.
We're a bit tired right now because we recorded our first episode.
I was gonna lean into that. I was like, you want me to start off with that?
And like many new projects, one of the cameras stopped recording a few minutes into the 40-minute video that we did. So
we basically shot an entire episode that is on lock, and you'll never see it.
It'll be in the Blu-ray box set.
Oh yeah, the bonus features
for the first season. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Audio only.
40 minutes, guys. 40 minutes, but it happens. We'll get back up. Obviously, we're getting back up and we're doing it because we really wanted to get this out. We really did. Like Josh says, 10 years in the making, and it's really an understatement. It really is. Like, we've always talked about doing a podcast, a TV show. We even wrote a half-ass pilot before for a TV show that we never really
Roll
got
your
back
own,
to.
baby.
Roll your own, baby. It all stems from Izzo's, where we met, which is basically Chipotle but better. It just is. If you know, you know.
It's where I also met my wife as well.
True, and so many of our friendships, like so many of my current friendships in the city I live in, have come from that restaurant when I was 20 years old. So
you guys will meet multiple of them, I'm sure.
Correct.
We've already got planned guest stars for episodes with Jordan, or
Chris,
Andrew, and then I've already got some other friends hitting me.
Hell yeah.
Yo, let me get on the episode. I'm like, we need 3 mics.
Yeah. Just wait. We're on a budget right now.
It costs money to do these things.
We're on a budget.
But yeah, I'm so excited. So guys, first off, welcome back. Thank you guys for pressing on this video or podcast. However you're listening, guys, we are on Spotify and YouTube as of right now. Yeah, so you guys know a little bit about me. You know a little bit about what I like. You've got to know me over a couple years, but Jordan, you're new to this channel, so give the gals a rundown of what it is you love about movies, what brought you to movies. Just tell them about yourself, bro.
Okay, I got you. So movies are my passion, obviously. That's why I'm here. And what really kicked it off, and I always love movies. Like, I started with, as generic as it gets, the X-Men movies, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, the Pixar, Disney. I always wanted to watch movies. And then The Dark Knight came and completely changed my life, and realized that movies aren't just like fun, entertaining, but it's art. I know, as cheesy and generic as that sounds, it's just straight art. And just that stuck with you. And because of that, Nolan was the first director that I learned by name. And then from Nolan, I went from, after Inception, Martin Scorsese, David Fincher, my parent, like my uncle, for those of you people who don't grow up in Louisiana. South Louisiana. It's already coming. We're about to make a name for ourselves here. He was the person who showed me, like, I went to after Inception. I was like, show me everything, just whatever you got, show me. And we went through, like I've told you before, all the Lethal Weapon movies, all the Indiana Jones movies, all of the classics, David Fincher's filmography, Scorsese, just all the usual suspects.
He was
Gladiator.
the guy who brought you into the world of movies.
He did.
Like, opened the door, was like, it's more than you ever know.
He grabbed my
closet
hand.
of movies.
Oh yeah, he grabbed my hand slowly and was just like, "This is what like art is," and it has been my favorite form of art this entire time. And I think I haven't told you this, but it has eclipsed sports as my biggest passion. It's barely. But like movies, when I watch movies, I'm just a happier person.
That's saying a lot because
Like
you guys don't know Jordan like I do, obviously. But when sports season comes around, I honestly don't know if we're even going to have Jordan anymore.
I will make time for Thursdays. I will make time.
That was low key a fear. I was like, when sports seasons comes around, I might need another co-host because Jordan is going to be locked into fantasy.
I will. He's right about everything, but I will make time for this. I will because we've been wanting to do this for so long, man.
That means, guys, he cares about you more than you can possibly know. That means a lot.
You really have no idea that I'm going to be missing, willingly missing Thursday night football. You have no idea, how that's going to be an adjustment. But it's all for the better because, again, not to repeat, we have wanted to do this for so long.
Yeah,
for so long.
But we can't stress that enough. We have
man.
spent many, 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 many hours, nights. Fun fact: we lived with each other for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. We had an apartment. Our bro circle kind of rotated in and out of it.
Sure did.
It was like the new girl apartment minus Jess.
It was. I feel like I was not taking well care of myself, but I was like Schmidt because I was the only one that stayed there. So
see, I feel like you were a Nick, but
well, you know what? That's fair. No, I was Nick for sure.
I also relate to Nick, so I'm not dogging you in any sort of way.
No, I've accepted that I'm Nick Miller, bro. You know what? Since I've accepted that, I'm happier. I'm happier in life.
Some people make me feel like Schmidt, but low-key I feel like I'm Nick, if that makes any sense.
I can see that. I can see that.
But anyway, I'm watching New Girl right now, so if there's New Girl references in here.
We both are.
Yeah, I'm rewatching it. Got Jordan watching it for the first time.
Yes, and it's fantastic.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
But going back a little bit here, again, we met at this place called Izzo's. Mm-hmm. And wait, did we already talk about how you brought up Martin Scorsese?
No, I did not bring that up.
Okay.
I did not. So the first time that our friendship kind of blossomed into something than just casual coworkers.
Again, it's because we're having this conversation again that
it is.
The mental lapse here is happening.
Stay with us, guys. It'll be all right. I promise. But the conversation came up. I don't know how it came up. We were just talking about movies, and then Scorsese came up somehow, and then I went on a just diatribe of how much I love Raging Bull and what I appreciated about it, and just Scorsese. And then I never forget his face when he looked at me and was like, "Wait, you know movies?"
It's because you name dropped Raging Bull specifically, and when. Okay, you guys know I love Raging Bull. If you haven't watched my Raging Bull video yet, what are you doing, guys? It's my best video. It has not that many views, guys. Please go watch that video. Anyway, sorry, Jordan. When you name dropped Raging Bull, it really it dropped my jaw because as you brought up Dark Knight earlier, being the movie that kind of opened your eyes to this beautiful thing we call movies and how much it can affect people. Raging Bull was that movie for me in high school that kind of made me go holy shit. I'll never forget sitting in my bedroom. I just watched it by myself, and it got to the credits. I sat there throughout the entire credits, and then maybe 20, 30 more minutes, I had a journal. I was writing about it. It opened that portal, that third eye, if you will, to movies for me. So when you name dropped that, it struck a deep, deep chord in me, and instantly felt like, this is my new bro. Just met my new bro here.
We're going to be watching a lot of movies together.
Yeah, and sure enough, nearly 10 years. We're almost to our
9-year mark.
What is the Nick and Schmidt anniversary thing they have in New Girl? I feel like we need to have one of those, a bro anniversary.
They do have a bro anniversary.
I think theirs is for living together, which is even crazier in reality, but we can have one just for being best bros.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. Once we get 6 minutes down the road on this podcast going, we should definitely have a 10-year.
That can be a special podcast.
I even know the exact day.
Do you?
I do. So
damn, I feel like I forgot. And I'm sorry, Jordan. I love you, but I forgot.
No, a big reason why I remember because the same day I met you, Chris, Kate, his wife Caitlin, just everybody in our friend groups. It was the day that I started at Izzo's because it was draft day. It was draft. I didn't sleep all that night. I went to Izzo's for my training, and Caitlin actually trained me that day. Caitlin and Cody, and then after that, I went to my draft. But I met all of y'all that day.
Damn,
a quick run through, and
what a big day.
It was a big day, man.
Looking
back on it, that was a game changing day that I never thought. I just thought I was starting a new job, and look where we are now.
Hell yeah, man.
Look where we are now. You
And
know?
I met my best friend and my wife there, bro. This was such a special place for us.
Such a place, man.
We really got to write that TV show.
We really do. Look out.
Gotta finish it.
Roll your own 20 years from now.
I've got the first episode done, maybe, you know.
We did see a bunch of good movies recently, you know, and some not so good ones.
Yeah, we were talking about new Deadpool earlier, obviously.
Deadpool
That's
was awesome.
Still fresh in our minds.
It is.
I think you've seen it like 18 times already.
Just 3.
3? Okay.
We'll eventually get to 18, but just at 3 right now.
18 is just a good number.
It is. You know, I initially wanted to break my theater record for seeing a movie at the same movie in the theater.
What is your record, by the way? Now that
I was 11.
11.
The first Deadpool. I've seen the first
Holy
Deadpool 11
shit.
times in theaters. It was one of those movies that like every single week somebody new in my life was like, I want to go see Deadpool. I haven't seen it yet. And I was just about it. I love Deadpool 1 more than Deadpool Wolverine. I don't want to turn this into a whole Deadpool rant.
No, it's okay.
But I passionately love that first Deadpool movie. Just as a big Deadpool fan, I think that's about as perfect as a Deadpool film can get.
I also have a deep connection to Deadpool for different reasons. Have I told you why I'm so connected to Deadpool?
I don't think so. No.
So for you guys who don't know what I've been doing the past 2 years, you know, I've not been online on YouTube, but I have been online doing other things. I have been deep into these things right here. These little things called Funko Pops. It's ravaged my life. I started a little business, One Stop Pops. Check us out. Not meant to be an ad. I'm really just trying to get to the point that I sold a Deadpool pop, and for over a year and a half, it was like the biggest, most expensive, just rarest pop I've ever got my hands on. And yeah, so that like it's just every time I see a Deadpool Funko Pop, I'm like,
it brings you back to that.
It was my pride and glory for a long time there. Yeah.
No, I get that.
So that's my little connection to Deadpool there.
I'm sure he would appreciate it if Ryan Reynolds knew that. Was it signed by Ryan Reynolds or was it just a really rare?
No, it was like a limited release.
Okay.
So there was only like, I think there's like less than 100 of that one out there in the world. Yeah.
Wow. So
I don't want to say how much it cost because I feel like that's gloating, but it was a very, very expensive.
It was a pricey.
It was very priceless. Yes.
It was very pricey. Well, you know what? I'm glad you got that and that little connection to Deadpool.
One of the things we did in between having our hearts broken and realizing the first episode didn't record was we added more Funko Pops to the display. It was our coping mechanism a little bit. We were just like, let's take a second to just do this.
Really decorate this, yeah. And I have a feeling this will probably grow as the weeks go. Like this area will probably change and stuff. But
I specifically grabbed the signed Davos because during our first secret episode you'll never see unless you buy the Blu-ray box set, we talked a little bit about Game of Thrones because I just finished another rewatch of Game of Thrones, guys, and I still stand by the fact that it's the best show ever put on TV.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
It's the best. I know like season 7 and season 8 is like, oh, it's not, it sucks, it trails off. No, it doesn't. And that's cool if you that's cool if you think that. I really do. But I think the years and years of people building their own expectations in their head of what they wanted the story to end with, I think truly affected so many people's viewing of the last season. And
the expectations, man. Expectations are a bitch.
One of my favorite pundits is John Campea, and he has a saying that like I try to live by. I don't always succeed. And when you're going to a film, TV, game, anything you're anticipating, don't ever let your expectations become reality. Mm-hmm. You know, or I'm messing up that saying, but like, no, leave your expectations at your door. Like, completely. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people didn't do that with Game of Thrones, unfortunately. But I do love it, man. I really do love it, and all the way up. Season 8's the worst season.
I agree.
It is.
It is, but it's not bad.
No, it's just rushed.
Think it's bad.
It's just rushed.
Yeah.
Like that's really and truly like the thing that I dislike most about it. Spoilers for a show that's been off of air for years now.
Yeah.
Is Jaime's ending. That's it.
Ooh.
That's like the one thing in season 8 that I straight dislike that. No rushing or nothing. I don't like that character ending for him. Other than that, I like pretty much everything other than the
love
pacing.
it, man.
I really do.
I love it so much. And I finished watching that, and then I started watching Rome on HBO, which is great. If you guys haven't seen it, I know it's pretty old. It's only 2 seasons, but it's super solid. It was sold to me as being the Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones. I don't think it necessarily lives up to that, but it is a super solid show. And fun fact, it was the most expensive show of all time before Game of Thrones.
Before Game of Thrones.
So there's that.
Now, is Lord of the Rings Ring of Power, because I started that on today, so
that is definitely one of the
I was
most
gonna
expensive
ask,
shows
has
now.
it beaten Game of Thrones for beating the highest grossing?
That's a great question.
I feel like it would be, just from the first episode alone. I feel
Probably
like
so. I feel like it did.
It's unfortunate that everything else about the production isn't really that good.
Yeah. If you guys are excited for the season 2, if you're going to watch it, if you're not, drop it in the comments.
We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it and cover it weekly.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it, which means I actually have to finish watching season 1 now.
We both do.
Yeah. I got halfway through, stopped it, dropped it, never really thought about it again, to be honest. And that really hurts me because I fucking love Lord of the Rings so much. It meant so much to me as a kid. I think as much as Raging Bull opened my eyes to like deeper film and like, exploring more directors, exploring Tarkovsky, Kurosawa, all those kind of guys. There was Lord of the Rings, which I feel like captured me just getting into movies as a child, as like
absolutely.
A 7-year-old. I was like, whoa, like it just blew my little fucking mind, dude.
Oh, for sure.
And I still to this day, I watch those movies almost yearly. For a few years, me and Caitlin were on my birthday watching the entire trilogy in one sitting, which is
cuts?
2 days. The extended cuts, yeah.
That's the way to go, man. That's the way to go.
I have a little argument here, though, after doing this many, many times back to back to back, over the years. Skip season 2 extended edition.
You mean Two Towers?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
What did I say?
Season 2. Season 2 of Lord of the Rings, baby. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, skip the Two Towers extended edition. That is all I'll say. If you want to disagree with me, that's fine. I just feel like that extended one offers, I think it offers the most content and it offers the most, not necessarily boring, but unnecessary.
I'll say boring. The stuff
we can go there.
The stuff with the ints are just, because I myself do, whenever I do watch it, I do watch the extended cuts, but I fast forward all that stuff in Two Towers. I really do. Like,
an extended edition marathon is really, you got to soldier through that whole thing. Not everyone can mentally handle all of that adventure and epic squeezed into 12 hours of their life continuously.
All that information, it's so much information to consume in one time.
So if you're going to skip anything, I'm just saying this, I'm not bashing Lord of the Rings at all. It's a perfect 10, but if you're going to skip any part of the extended cut to make that marathon happen for you, it's the second movie, because Fellowship, Return of the King, all the extended stuff is just amazing. Wouldn't want to miss it.
On point. Yeah. Oh, especially Return of the King. Never watch Return of the King theatrical. I don't know how they cut so much of that movie.
It's actually crazy. I did watch the last time I watched Lord of the Rings, because again, I watch this every year at least once. I watched just theatrical, and I had to. It took me twice as long to watch them because I kept stopping and looking up if this scene was in the extended or not, because I was like, where did all these fucking scenes go? It was like crucial stuff from Return of the King specifically. That they cut.
That's the biggest one.
Crazy.
You don't even see like the whole confrontation with Sauron in the beginning. None of that's in the theatrical cut.
Yeah,
none of it. Like, you don't get Pippin and Merry getting high before it, which is, I know that's just a funny bit, but like it's such a good character moment for them, and that's not in the theatrical cut.
Insane.
You don't see the, what's it called when they're at the Black Gate, the face or the mouth.
You don't see the mouth of Sauron.
Not at all.
Okay, the craziest thing is you don't see Saruman die.
No, yeah, so I'm saying the confrontation at the beginning of it, you just don't see him die.
He just is not in the third movie
at all.
And that was actually a real piece of confrontation between Peter Jackson and the actor whose name I'm forgetting right now.
Christopher Lee.
I'm so glad I have you, Jordan, because I am so bad at this stuff. And you have this perfect memory for movies. I don't understand. I just wish I could take that part of you and copy it for myself.
Just put it in there,
dude. I can't remember stuff on the fly like you. It's so impressive.
So don't build me up to. I am not perfect, but I do.
You are the best I fucking know, bro. Out of anyone I know, you are the best.
Well, thank you.
100%.
That makes me feel really good.
That's true.
Appreciate you.
I love you, bro.
I love you too, man. That's why we're doing this. Subscribe,
yeah.
But I know we talked about the good movies, and we've been gushing about we gussed about Deadpool and talked about some other stuff.
Yes, let's talk about some more good movies before we talk about The Crow. I think that's a...
You see, okay, I was gonna, because we saw The Crow tonight, and stay tuned for that.
Let's just leave it for... I'm sorry, guys. I really don't want to talk about it. Let's just leave it for like a few more minutes, because god damn, that fucking sucked.
It's spoiler alert. It's so bad. It's so bad. But I myself have been watching the Alien movies, and I need to watch Alien 3 and Resurrection. I purposely avoided those for years, and because Alien and Aliens is all you really kind of needed.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And after rewatching all of them, including Covenant and Prometheus, while I do like those movies, I respect those movies. Alien and Aliens is all you really need to see.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm watching right now. So
we just saw Romulus too.
We did.
We just saw Romulus as well, and that was awesome.
I really enjoyed it. Me too. And the more I think about it, the more I like it, honestly.
I really want to see it again in a better theater, because we kind of saw it in an unfortunate, shitty theater room. And it's a really dark movie. It was hard to see a lot's going on. I just didn't feel like we got the full...
Because you didn't even say why. There. Because the theater was so shitty that even after he complained about it, they never lowered the lights.
The lights were semi on the entire movie. And it was... I never want to experience that again. That was awful. What I really liked about Romulus is that it's kind of brought me back to Alien Isolation, which...
I need to play that.
Yeah, if you guys don't know... So the way Jordan loves sports as much as he almost loves movies, for me it's video games, and so I'm going to probably bring up a lot of games during these conversations for my gamers out there. Alien Isolation is a fantastic video game. It really brings together Alien 1 and Aliens in the way the game is, just the way the game progresses. Basically, you start off really just hiding from a xenomorph. You can't attack it. You can't really defend yourself in any way. It's a straight survival game. And then as you progress through the ship, which you're on a ship very much like you are just in the first Alien movie, and you are in Romulus, right? You're on this big old, I don't know, what do they call that? It's like a...
I am not sure what they call it. I'm not sure, honestly.
There's a name for it.
There's a name for it, because I was going to say LV, what the number is, but that's the planet, so I'm not sure what the... Anyway,
as you progress, you eventually get a bunch of guns. You find a hive. It goes from being one xenomorph to the entire horde of them, but you've got weapons to fight back. And I feel like that's exactly how Romulus plays out. It's like the best of Alien and Aliens put together. And for me, it was really a big love letter to a franchise that has just been dear to me for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I thought it was a ton of fun. It's not perfect.
It's not.
It does have a bit of the new age horror cliches, a little bit, and maybe that's just me, but
which one specifically? Genuinely, like which one specifically?
Well, just the fact that it's like a bunch of younger people, doing like we gotta go do this mission real quick, and like there wasn't really much build up to that. It was just like
they gotta get off the planet they're in, and that's about it.
Yeah, like she just happened to find out that she couldn't get off the planet the same day her friends were planning this heist of what seems to be a very improbable situation. The fact that there's this giant unnoticed corporation building just floating above them, and they're the first ones to hop on it. It all happens just a little too perfectly. And then the way the people start dropping, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but it definitely felt more like a genre horror movie than any other Alien film. And that's not really a complaint. It's more of just an observation.
I can see that, though. I can see that. It definitely took it back to the franchise roots for most of the first original Alien. I think that's a good... You said it's a mashup between Alien and Aliens. First of all, you did a good sell in Alien Isolation. I really need to play that game.
It's a great game. I do like horror games.
I need to play it. And I'm learning more about myself that I like more horror than I gave myself credit for growing up, honestly. Like I'm starting to have a more appreciation for the genre.
I've noticed that recently because we've been seeing a lot of
horror movies.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed all of them. I like Longlegs. I like Trap. I like I know you didn't like Trap, but I had fun with it.
I didn't like Longlegs or Trap. My bar for horror is just way too high.
It's way too high. Yeah. Dude, so many people love Longlegs. I don't want to pivot, but like
I'm definitely in the minority there then, because I did not enjoy it.
I don't love it. I'm in the middle, but like overall, I give it a thumbs up. But Longlegs is weird.
I haven't done a review for it yet on my website. Which, by the way, guys, I am getting back to the website. Got a ton of backlog to go through, but I am starting to get back into the habit of just constant journaling and that sort of stuff. Just making sure I'm getting my reviews out there. I really miss it, so I'm glad I'm back to doing that. So Longlegs review coming soon. I'm probably at like a 2.5, maybe 3 stars.
Okay, see, I gave it a 3 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Yeah, Longlegs, which for me, like anything below 3 is a thumbs down. Yeah. Even if I don't hate it, it's just I didn't like it. So Longlegs is the bare minimum of like a thumbs up for me, but I did enjoy it.
Then yeah, I think I'm right at in the middle mark as far. So yeah, like 2.5, 2.75 is kind of where I'm. Yeah, it was just a few too many things I didn't like about it. The
last third act, man, like just lost me.
It did not pull everything together that I wanted.
No, I agree. It's just at the end, I don't want to. Well, I'm not gonna get into it, but like it ended up being just like the big mystery is just this is a devil movie too. Okay.
It was refreshing that Romulus came out, and I was like, yes, like this is a good horror movie. I really enjoyed it. So.
Oh no, yeah, and so like you had said that it was a combination of Alien and Aliens, which is both great.
Hell yeah,
both great. And but just get it on the table. I am an Aliens guy over Alien. Love Alien, I really do. But
I'm more of an Alien guy.
And that's why we're here, bro. If the table wasn't long enough, I'd give you a fist bump. But it's too
pretty long table.
But this is why we're here. We balance each other out.
It's true, bro. It's true. I'm definitely more of into the first Alien vibes, and my heart is still hurt because we went to see a rerun of Alien at the theaters, and you and Andrew were both laughing, and I was like, because it was Andrew's, I think, like first time seeing it. Maybe that's wrong.
That was his. It wasn't my first time, but it was his first time seeing it.
And I don't think he liked it that much, or he didn't love it at least.
I don't think he did either. And I'm not gonna lie to you. When I rewatched it the other day, you would have been mad too because I was still laughing at the parts I was still laughing at.
I don't know why I just take that movie so seriously, and it just works for me.
90% of it is that 90%. Like I do love Alien. Don't get me wrong. Like, and 90% of it, it holds up. I think the atmosphere, the tone, I love the show less and hear aspect that he does. You hear so much of the terror, and I feel like that builds it. Like all that is done really, really well. Where the movie kind of loses me is I don't like the last confrontation between the alien and Ripley. I just like.
Really?
I don't like Ripley goes into the shuttle and not aware that the alien's there, and the alien is I'm not kidding, is doing the equivalent of laying across the couch with his arms crossed. And like he even lets out like what's I perceived as a big yawn because the small alien hand, the mouth comes out and then it slowly goes back in, and I was just like, what are we doing? I was just like, she's playing hide and seek. She's trying not to wake the alien up. Yeah, baby.
Okay, well I'll give you that. It was not the strongest part.
It's just funny, and like there's a moment where Dallas gets taken, and the scene where Dallas gets taken is really intense. But then the actual moment of the alien reveal. Dallas like gets down the ladder, turns it, and then the alien is just like, yeah, and like he's just trying to give him a big old hug, and it makes like it's a me, guys, it's a me problem. Okay, it's probably not gonna make most of you laugh, but this shit makes me laugh.
Okay,
but I do love that movie.
Well,
I really do.
In contrast, there, I think Romulus's third act was fucking awesome.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah,
love the third act of Romulus.
And just today, I was reading people were. Die-hard fans of the lore were not happy with how they handled the reveal in the end there.
It's Prometheus, and I'm not I respect Prometheus and Covenant. I really do. I try every time I watch those movies, I see why it has a big fan base, and I try so hard to be part of that fan base. It's those people that really didn't like Romulus. Yeah. Romulus, like it messes some up. Not messes anything up, but it does some stuff with the lore that maybe they didn't want messed with or something. I don't know, but I love the swings it takes.
Me too.
No spoilers. But I can see people not liking it. I really can. The third act, because it is bonkers. It's weird, but I was all for it. And while most of the movie was playing the greatest hits of the franchise, which landed most of it, except that one bad CGI element that we won't spoil, but that is the one element of that movie that I don't like. Everything else about about Alien Romulus, I love and adore. I really do.
So we spoke about a lot of good movies, and unfortunately, we have The Crow to talk about.
We do, and we've been putting it off this entire video. We've been putting off talking about this,
and we in the first take of this video that you guys again Blu-ray box set. make sure to bookmark that.
Amazon Prime in 6 months.
We didn't get to talk about The Crow yet.
We didn't.
So first time of the night.
Maybe that was a sign, but we'll find out.
Just to push it back like a tiny little bit, guys, and we're going to be talking about The Crow still. I just want to talk about the original, which I watched last night.
And I have not seen myself, which I will this weekend, but I have not yet.
I was hoping you might have had some time, but it's totally cool. I feel like it's good that we both went into The Crow with different, I had seen it and you hadn't seen it, so we both have a bit of a different perspective on the movie as a whole.
I would say
because
so.
of that. But I actually really enjoyed the 1994 Crow.
Hell yeah.
I did not fully expect to. I don't know why. It seemed like it was going to be kind of cheesy.
It's one of those like 90s, I think it's in the 90s. One
94?
of those 90s cult classic movies that you like. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to hold up if I rewatch this, but I'm like hearing you say that it's really good still I'm excited to go back and watch it. I really am.
It's so much fun, dude.
Like I'm excited.
And yeah, I mean, it's leagues fucking better than what we just watched.
Can't be that hard.
And from the moment the original Crow opens and it has this like bird's eye view kind of almost like a long take just coming down. It's a, think Tim Burton Batman City, right? And it's on fire. Like shit is going down right now. Like this seems like scarier than Gotham, to be honest.
Oh wow.
Like on its worst night, this is worse. And it basically just brings you right into the tragedy, which this is not a spoiler. I don't feel like this is what The Crow's premise is about, right? Eric Draven, right? His wife is killed. He is killed with her, and he comes back to avenge her spirit.
Revenge tour.
Which even just saying all that, the remake didn't even get that down right. Like if we be honest, it did not get its basic premise down right, which fucking
it doesn't.
Kills me.
It doesn't.
But you immediately get pulled into this crazy dark world. Everything is so exaggerated. It's super stylized off the get-go. Like super deep colors. It's got this rock and roll soundtrack through the entire movie.
Love that.
And like Eric Draven as the Crow, Brandon Lee, R.I.P. First of all,
R.I.P. in middle of the production.
I did not actually know that till I finished the movie. I pulled up Ebert's review, which is a usual thing I do. I love to read Roger Ebert reviews. He's still one of my favorite writers. He really, really enjoyed it, and of course, his review opened up with that tragic information, and I was I had to sit there for a little while and kind of take in the movie again. Yeah, because it really makes all of it so surreal. This guy coming back to life and taking revenge. Not that Brendan Lee would want revenge, but just the themes of the movie without getting into the spoilers of that. Because really, Jordan, you've seen the new Crow. You have not seen the Crow at all.
That's good.
You have not seen the original movie at all.
That is good because you said that he's a rock band.
He's a fucking rock star, dude. And there are several scenes where he's on rooftops shredding a guitar into an amp, just having a good fucking time. It's so fucking awesome, dude.
He actually had personality.
Dude, he was so cool. I just clipped that a little bit, but no, he's so fucking cool, dude. Like I really, really liked him, and without needing to spend any time building a backstory. I mean, the backstory through the original Crow is totally told through flashbacks and like very, very little snippets of flashbacks, but it's enough to give you his motivation. But the movie starts off with him getting revenge, like from the get-go.
That's so much of a better
within
hook.
The first 20 minutes, he's kicking ass already.
And it took an hour.
A fucking hour
into this movie for him to even get competent at doing what he was doing.
Ridiculous.
Like this movie was so atrociously bad, and your glowing review of The Crow, I really can't wait to sit down and watch the original. I really can, because this one, as if you say, the original starts off where he's already on his revenge tour. As contrast,
like within the first 20 minutes, within the first act, he's killed a few guys. Yeah.
And our first act in the new one is spoilers for the first 3 minutes of the new Crow, but don't go see it. His horsey dies, and when he's a kid, and that's supposed to be his biggest like reason for why he's a brooding.
That's his backstory.
Asshole. That's his back. It's literally his backstory. His horsey died.
They gave him more backstory than the original, and it still sucked. It managed to suck more.
because it made him so dumb.
His fucking horsey died. And yeah, he has these scars on his hands, which it sounds a little sad when you just put it that way, but he's so unlikable in this movie.
He's so dumb.
He's not a rock star.
You don't root for him.
He's got nothing really going for him. No like real personality trait that you can say besides he's troubled. He's broken.
Is he really though? Like I never bought that he was, because the second well, I don't even forget her name, but his love interest in this movie, Shelly. The second she gets introduced and she sits at his table, he's just like, she says two things to him and he's just like big cheese and smiling and just like loving the conversation. And I never bought that he was just brooding, deep broken person. I never for once bought that. So the entire time whenever he goes on his revenge tour, I was like, okay, well at least be competent and have like entertaining kills, or just be maybe this will jolt his character. Maybe there will be
some sort of entertainment
some sort of substance that'll make push his character forward. And instead it goes backwards because he's so stupid, and his revenge tour is just him fucking up the entire time. And it's so hard to dude, the amount of times people fall backwards in slow-mo in this movie was driving me fucking insane. It was, dude, I was like, I'm going to commit some of these acts he's doing on screen to myself, but if this doesn't stop. And I went on a whole rant there. I really dislike this movie, bad. Man. It's so bad.
It missed all of the main characters of the original in every way. Like, it drops them in there to basically tell you that, yes, we're aware this guy was a character in the first movie,
but we don't care.
I am not lying to you. They are used nada. Zip, bro.
Why?
I will say this. It's the first 5 minutes of the movie. If you don't want any details spoiled for you, maybe skip and for the next 5 minutes. But the girl who dies at the very beginning of this movie, her name was Sarah.
Okay.
If you've watched the original, that means so much to you because Sarah is one of the best characters.
And
she is killed within the first scene of the movie, chat. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying chat because I stream all the time, but I was like, literally, that blew my mind, Jordan. That's when I started taking notes on my phone. I was like, no fucking way they just did that.
This is going to be bad. You knew right away what you were in for. And then the fact that like her friend died, right? What's her, Stelly, the main chick's name?
So Shelly. Shelly's the main character.
Okay, Shelly. So
her friend Sarah, that's the girl I'm talking about.
No, I know, but like to your point, like she dies, and then Shelly is immediate, just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to bang Bill Skarsgård. Like, she does not bring any of that stuff up until it's a montage of Bill Skarsgård and her fucking for like 20 minutes. It felt like
just there is a lot of sex between them, which was so unnecessary.
So unnecessary.
And let me tell you what, I think they did that because in the original, Shelly dies the very first scene. Obviously, she's not a character outside of being in flashbacks. I think they were attempting to take a progressive approach and saying, let's make the main female protag an actual character. Let's, give her half the screen time. I think that was their intentions, and I can see where they were coming from. Not saying it was necessary at all, but it definitely makes sense that that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a strong female character, except they failed at that completely.
Terribly.
She was not a good character. She was not well written. I really did like FKA Twigs. Let's make sure I'm saying that right. Yes.
She was good.
I like her music. I like her personality online. I thought that with the script she had,
they tried.
She tried. But dear God, this movie is so I was really ready for it to be over. After that first hour, bro. I think I had leaned over to you and I was like, this is so slow.
You did. You're like, this is so slow. And I was like, it truly is so slow. It is an hour and 52 minutes. And it is, and I've seen Madam Web and Borderlands. It is the slowest 152 this year. Easy, bro. Easy.
And that is not, being slow is obviously not necessarily a bad thing, but the way the story was told, how unnecessary it was, like, you really could have skipped the first hour. And the second hour would have sucked less because you wouldn't have had to have waited through that first hour to get to the kills. You know what I'm saying? They might have been more satisfying not having watched the first hour.
Honestly, maybe so. But the more I think about it, you're probably right, because by that point, I couldn't appreciate any of the cool kills because some of it's cool, like some of the body.
It was very gory, violent. It was gory, violent. There was a few people in the audience who were like, "Ooh,
into it,"
You know? But yeah, like waiting that long to get to it.
Waiting that long by the time it got to that, he came off as a. And again, I want to stress because like he's one of the dumbest main characters I've seen in a movie this year, and it just by the time he gets to like the Crow, he comes off as a Gotham rioter to me. Like he would show up to a riot in Gotham with that getup on, and not be menacing whatsoever. And because of all that, there's this opera sequence in the last act of the movie.
They tried to pull a John Wick there,
dude, and it felt so long, bro. So that was probably the most excruciating part of the movie for me because like it's just opera. Because it's just opera people singing. Because like every cool movie has to have like a fucked up opera scene in it while people are singing in the opera.
Yeah,
and oh my god, this is whenever he's supposed to like be doing these amazing kills. And again, the kills are fine, but.
I was thinking, Jay, I was like, who are these bodyguards? Like, what did they do to deserve this carnage? Like, they got the brunt of his fury, and they were not a part of the movie at all. They
didn't do anything wrong, bro. They were literally just like, bro, I just catch a paycheck from this guy. And
like, you would think they were just opera house security guys with lots of guns until the... I don't even know any of the bad guys' characters, names, by the way.
Oh, not at all.
But the girl who the blonde bad bitch in the movie, she picked up a phone and was like, "They're killing our guys." And besides her saying that, I was like, I would have not known whose guys these were. I just felt bad for these motherfuckers.
Bro. I know you like these poor workers, dude. Yeah. They're just trying to make a living for their family, and you bring up the phone, bro. He's got information. But I counted 4 times after killing someone, and someone immediately sends info to that bad guy's phone that he just killed.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly where to go next. That happened 4 times where he picks up a bad guy's phone and reads the text message that they just got.
Which his name is Vincent.
I
don't know if they ever said that once in the movie.
I don't know either. That's the bad guy. That's the guy that Houston played, Danny Houston.
The blonde we're talking about, her name is Marion, which also don't think was said.
Don't think was said in the movie. No.
The point is that there are no side characters. None. And the original Crow has 2 very solid characters. It has Sarah, who again was killed immediately in this film. And then it has the detective character, who in the original is great. Him and Sarah have a whole dynamic. And in this movie, the detective, again, spoilers, was killed
instantly
by Eric. Which makes no sense. When they introduced the detective, I was like, oh, good. We're going to have this dynamic of the film. It's going to come into play where Eric has a relationship with this cop and he helps him find out who the bad guys are. Nope.
No.
Dude gets killed without any explanation, no backstory. He's not a character. There are no side characters in this fucking movie.
There's none.
Like, really. Like, it's literally just Eric and then this guy whose name is apparently Vincent, who is the least cool bad guy you'll ever see.
But he whispers in your ear, though.
He whispers sweet things to you.
Sweet things to you, menacingly.
Yeah, and then you go...
then you go ape shit, I guess. And it really is truly offensive. And I know that's that's a stretch. No, man, like it... Don't waste your time. Like you'll get to know me. I try to be optimistic as I can with movies. I really, really, really do. You know that.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You are a lot more lenient than I am. I feel like with some movies, you'll give things the shadow of the doubt. You'll enjoy a no-brainer blockbuster here and there.
Yeah.
That's sometimes maybe harder for me. But the fact that we're in agreement on this
I got nothing.
Proves how dog shit this movie really is.
Like, I saw the 3 worst movies I've seen this year was Madam Web, The Crow, and Borderlands. And the fact that Borderlands and The Crow was so close together, I need a break. Or I'm gonna break down next time I see a bad movie. The Crow's worse. The Crow's worse than all 3 of them. And
yeah,
the fact that something came out that is even competing with Borderlands and Madam Web for being worst movie of the year is very, very telling.
Is it the Razzies that does worst movie of the year?
It is, yeah.
The Razzies are going to have a hell of a year.
And all 3
it might be better than the Oscars.
All 3 of these movies are about to get nominated.
As far as sheer impact, like the worst movies of this year were better than the best movies, which actually might be hard. I don't know. Dune 2. We haven't talked at all about Dune 2. I feel like we're going to have a whole separate episode.
We should.
On
Dune 2. It deserves it. But anyway, I don't want to rant on that because then we'll be on here for another hour. But it's the best movie in the last 10 years. Just saying.
That's a big statement, Jay.
It is a statement, but I'm comfortable dying on that hill.
10 years, damn.
Yeah,
I have to really think about that.
I'm comfortable dying on that hill.
That's not including 2014. So that'd be 2015 to 2024. Because 2014, bro, is a year.
No, yeah. So the one that was in my head was Whiplash. Of all the movies that have come out in between then, I would say Whiplash was the last movie besides Dune 2 that I loved like this stupidly. Like I know already it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Was Wall Street 2012 or 2013 or
that
14?
Was 2013.
Okay,
2013.
Because I was like, I figured that'd be up there, but if that's not in the
no, that's 2013.
Damn, we'd have to have a decade breakdown.
We absolutely should, of the 2010s.
I do have a video on the 2010s already posted, so guys, check it out if you haven't seen it. So going back to The Crow, which really fucking sucks. I don't want to talk about this too much, but I'm actually glad, bro, that I watched the original a lot because I still have a really heavy appreciation for this. I don't want to say franchise, but this property, right?
I'm glad.
Dear God, I hope they don't make any more.
No.
I mean, there's actually 2 or 3 sequels to the original Crow, by the way.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're any good at all. I haven't really looked into them. But to make a successful revenge story, which essentially The Crow is very much just your basic bones revenge story.
And that's all it should be,
all
man.
it is, bro.
Yeah, that's all
the
it
reason
should
the
be.
first one worked is because it had a crazy amount of style. Again, we had a dude in that emo gothic paint wearing like trench coats on roofs shredding guitars. Like, you do not get anything remotely on the same planet as that in this movie. The original Crow existed in a comic book. It was like Sin City before Sin City was there. Like, really, that's the vibe it has. It's so much fun. And what I'm getting to with the revenge concept here is that it made the bad guys real characters. You knew every guy's name that he was after. Through those flashbacks that it builds the story on, it gives all of them a character, so that when he finds them, you're like, oh, it's this guy, And it's like a video game. He's progressing through the bad guys from least badass to most badass. Minus one, if you've watched the original. I don't know how Skunk ended up being the last guy he fought, but before the like final boss, he tracks down this guy named Skunk who's retarded. He honestly sounds like the Cajun dude from Waterboy. Like, that's how he talks.
He sounds like Farmer Fred.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, man. And then in this movie, again, you don't know anyone. Like the people who commit the murder on him and Shelley. It's like no name guys.
I was gonna say the fact that you can name a side character Skunk just like that that says a lot, honestly, about the original.
Yeah.
Like compared to this one, a lot.
100%, because there's really no names. I don't think if you look at the cast list, there's even names for the guys that he kills. So,
or even his friend that has like 5 lines.
The tattoo guy, the only side character in the movie,
and he has like 5 lines.
His name is Chance, apparently.
Oh,
by the way, not that anyone would know that.
No one, because they don't say it in the movie, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, final thoughts on The Crow. It's very. You keep saying the original has a style, and I believe it, and I think this one tried to, but it ended up coming off as so over stylized. Like, we got to make everything slow mo. We got to have weird shots of people getting out of water, which is just odd. I don't know why that was in the movie so much.
I don't even think stylized is the right word for this, because it lacks style completely. I feel like it's very vanilla. Like, they're doing what could be cool things, but they don't film it cool at all. Like the slow-mo shots of him falling in and out of, I guess, what you'd call purgatory.
I was going to say
it's literally just him falling into water slow motion. Like, they don't do anything cool. Like, for instance, you can definitely film falling into water cool. I mean, Inception. There's plenty of them getting kicked into water, and it looks legit. They could have done something like that. They didn't try at all, dude.
No,
like,
dude.
Who was the cinematographer for this movie?
I have no idea.
Was there even one?
And
good God,
I've Rupert something.
Rupert Sanders,
the director. I think he directed Zombieland, which I love. The first Zombieland. I think he directed that.
I'm looking at his filmography. I'm not seeing it, bro.
You're not seeing
I'm
it.
Seeing Snow White and the Huntsman, Ghost in the Shell, and those are the only 2 movies I recognize. On his filmography.
Well, then I might be thinking of somebody else then. But I thought that might have been the guy who did Zombieland. But this movie is in no good company then, because the 2 movies you just named. I mean, Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson. That's not an awful movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's not terrible, but it's better than this. It's a lot better than this.
I saw Snow White and the Huntsman. I don't remember it at all. But
no, me neither. But I remember not hating it like I did this. Like, I'm gonna viscerally remember hating this movie because it was so boring.
So what's coming out next weekend, Jordan? What are we going to see next weekend?
Next weekend, I am not too sure. I know Rings of Power season 2. We already kind of touched on that. That comes out next weekend. As far as film goes, let's see. IMDb will have what we need. Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed of going to see Don't Blink Twice, the Zoe Kravitz, Channing Tatum movie, and talking about that. Honestly, I know that came out this weekend.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see Cuckoo or Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. Yeah, that's out too. We should go see that as well.
Well, there's got to be some sort of new movies coming out.
Let's see. I think we're unfortunately might be going on a dry spell soon here. So yeah, so next week is Reagan with Dennis Quaid. It says a biography. Is this about Ronald Reagan? I have no idea what this is.
See this movie called The Forge.
Oh, so we have another horror movie, Afraid, the John Cho Smart House horror movie, which could be fun.
Okay.
Do you remember the trailer for that?
Yeah.
I like John Cho, honestly. I like searching, so I'm down to try.
No, my goal is to see a movie every week, even if there's nothing that we really want to see. I don't normally ever subject myself to what I would perceive as a bad movie going into it. Or like if the reviews are 13% on Rotten Tomatoes and I just don't have no interest, I'm probably not going to go see it. This is the first time I'm going to be subjecting myself to these sorts of movies and just seeing a lot of things that I normally wouldn't necessarily see. So I'm actually really excited for that experience and just it'll make the good ones so much better.
It does. It makes them feel so much better when you see a really good movie. And no, I agree. I already know I was about to see everything, so I'm glad I have somebody to suffer with me whenever we see movies like tonight, like The Crow.
Yeah.
And you know what, brother? We made it to The Crow. We didn't leave.
We finished it.
We finished it. So we got this. We finished The Crow.
I think that if we weren't doing a podcast, we would have left.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But the fact that we did it, I was like, well, we could commit to this. We could do it. We could definitely do it. But yeah, here's hoping that we have, starting with Afraid, whatever we see, Slingshot, whatever we see next week, hopefully it's better than The Crow. It's all uphill from here, honestly.
And I think we should do some rewatches of our favorite movies this year. Like, let's rewatch Dune. Let's rewatch Furiosa and like talk about those coming up.
Oh yeah. Too. Also, be down to do. Have you rewatched Challengers?
I would love to.
We need to do an episode on that because Challengers is one of those movies that like I've only seen once.
Same.
But it has stuck with me. Like I think about that movie at least twice a week, and it's because of that reason. It's gone from I think like 8 or 7 on my top 10 list to like all the way up to 4. I think it's my 4th right now.
Because coming out of the movie, you were not like extremely ecstatic.
I really liked it, but I wasn't like, there was some stuff that I was kind of iffy on. But the more I think about it, and I was just like, why is this movie sticking with me so much?
I agree.
And I want to see it again. I watched some videos on, and I was like, I think this is just a great movie that I'd really need to revisit with this new like mindset I have for it.
I love Luca Guadagnino. Like he has risen so high on my favorite directors list. I've rewatched Call Me by Your Name almost annually. It's like anytime I really need to get a good cry or just get my sinuses out, that's when I go to. I feel like it's just a fantastic film.
Do you eat a peach during it?
Dear God, Jordan,
you have to.
You had to go there.
I had to. I had to. Come on, it's me. Would it not be me? Would it?
His horror movie, Suspiria. That is one of the first movies ever that I watched, and it literally gave me a panic attack. Like, I had to turn the movie off and walk away because I was bugged the fuck out. And I don't really know why. It was the vibe of the movie, man. It really just freaked me out in a deep, deep sense. And I have a deep appreciation for that movie. It's not one I'm going to rewatch often, but have you seen it?
No, but you and Drew's reviews of it, while it sounds great, like, I know I'm tiptoeing into more horror. I don't know if I can go there. Because isn't it like straight body horror?
A good bit of it. I wouldn't say it's all body horror, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. The trailers kind of make it seem like it's like a straight up body horror, so I'm glad to hear that.
No, I wouldn't say. There are some intense moments of body horror, just like Alien Romulus, but I wouldn't say it's completely body horror.
I got to give it a shot one day.
Because I'm there with you. I'm not a big body horror guy either. It can make me nauseous.
Yeah, it can be cool sometimes, but like they go over the top sometimes.
Yeah,
and I just
they can. Other Guadagnino movies. Well, have you watched this show on HBO?
No.
which I can't name right now.
I was about to say, that's not Devs. No, Devs is Alex Garland, correct? But I'm pretty sure I have not seen this. I also haven't seen Bones and All. And I need to watch Timothée Chalamet that I need to see. That's Luca, right?
Yeah, that's another fantastic one that I also haven't rewatched. I love his team up with Chalamet again for that. Really good.
And just the one that I have seen besides Challengers, I also love Call Me By Your Name. It made my top 10 that year. It's absolutely fantastic. I haven't rewatched it. I've seen it twice. I haven't rewatched it since the Army Hammer stuff, so I'm interested to see rewatching it.
That is some weird shit. And it's weird that he went from Call Me By Your Name with the background info on Hammer going into Bones and All. You know, like the context there, it's a little freaky.
I didn't even put that together, but I'm pretty sure Bones and All was his favorite movie. It's probably his favorite movie that year.
His show is called We Are Who We Are, and I know a lot of people have actually missed that. So if you're a fan of Guadagnino on HBO, it's one solid season. Definitely check it out. It's huge. I would say it's on the Call Me By Your Name wavelength that he was going through. It's definitely more that vibe.
More like emotional, like hit you in the feels.
It's emotional. It's about young homosexual people figuring out life, coming of age stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just a really good TV show. Man.
Is it just one season that got canceled, or it's a miniseries?
It's a miniseries.
Hell yeah!
It's not meant to be. It's a full story. It's a full story. It's like one long movie.
I didn't know he did that.
Takes place in a military base, I believe, in Italy, and some military kids. That's a whole vibe of its own.
Do you have the year it came out? Because I've never heard
2020.
of 2020.
It came out like during COVID.
Somewhat recently. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
I watched it during my COVID phase. It's been awesome, Jordan.
It has been.
We've been talking for over an hour. I could keep going, but I know it's 11 o'clock p.m.
Which
and
the conversations this is After Dark. The Film Informer's After Dark.
Yeah, for real. This has been episode 2.0, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun, Jordan. Super looking forward to next week.
Same, man. This is we've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I'm really glad that we're getting a chance to do it. I had so much fun making this. I feel like I had a smile like majority of the time on. I can't wait till next week. Hopefully, Afraid is better than The Crow.
I feel like it can be. I feel like it can do it, man.
I think it could do it.
This is a 1-star movie we just saw.
Oh, one, bro. I gave it a half a star on my Letterboxd. I didn't even get a full star, bro.
I'm gonna give it a 1 full star for its 2 leading actors.
They tried.
Just because I feel bad for them, bro. It's a pity star. Like I have no enjoyment or love for this movie in any sort of manner, but they stuck it out. They didn't quit.
They did. They tried, man.
There is that.
And next week, also, Rings of Power. We could talk about that.
We'll be back talking about Rings of Power. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the next episode of The Wire. Or the end of season 2, Jordan. If you could put down NCAA for 2 hours.
It's so hard.
And get through it.
They finally made a good football game. Leave me alone.
Come on, Jordan. You got that.
I know.
It's The Wire.
I got that.
You love it.
I got that. I need to. I'm gonna prioritize my watching. I'll get it done.
Me and Caitlin are going to be starting Lost together. We haven't picked up a show together in a while, so we got a rewatch of Lost on the way.
Okay.
Which is something I haven't seen since I was a wee little lad. I watched it when it aired on TV.
Hope it holds up for you, truly.
Both of my brothers watched it together and they liked it. So, and they don't watch a lot of content, so they can be pretty tough critics of things, and they both really enjoyed it. So
that's good to hear.
I've got high hopes for it.
Never seen it myself. The bad ending talk kind of like swayed me from watching it for a long time, but I do want to give it a watch. I haven't had anything spoiled for me, so I do want to give it a watch one day.
As most TV shows, it's about the journey, not the destination.
Very true.
I feel like I said that quote too many times tonight, but
it's true.
I think that holds up for TV shows.
It definitely holds up.
How many TV shows have a highly praised ending? It's a very short list.
As funny as it is, Friends. I love the finale of Friends.
Is that universally loved though?
I think so. Amongst Friends fans, I think it's pretty well liked.
I enjoyed it. I didn't have any problems with it.
Maybe the Breaking Bad finale. I think the Breaking Bad finale is pretty great.
I don't know. I feel like there's still some discussion there too. I don't feel like everyone loves it.
So you're talking about universally loved. Okay. Oh, BoJack Horseman. I know that's not as popular.
Good point.
But everybody that I've talked to that has seen BoJack Horseman was like, that is That's how you.
BoJack continually got better throughout the show.
It really did, and it ends that finale. I cried the whole time.
Yeah.
Not to go on a BoJack rant, but like
if you haven't watched BoJack and you want something that's gonna hit your heart in many different places, BoJack Horseman, Netflix. Even if you're not into animation like that, because believe me, I'm not either. I've never watched like Family Guy or any of those. It's hard to compare BoJack to anything, really. I don't feel like it's not even a good comparison.
No, dude, because it starts off that way, and that's why people don't want to watch it because they're like, "Oh, well, this is just another raunchy animated Family Guy South Park show," and it's
like they sell you that to get you in, to pull you into something that just throws you through an emotional roller
coaster.
And
it's so real, and it's so like it's uncomfortably real.
It is.
Like it'll show you stuff about yourself that you could never like contextualize or like really think about yourself, but it brings up all kind of stuff. And I don't want to get on a BoJack rant, but I really do. I can make this whole episode about BoJack. It's my favorite show of all time.
We could be here a lot longer, but I think it's about time we sign off for the night.
No, yeah,
we've got enough video to edit for an early Friday morning release. So I'm gonna get cracking on that tonight. I'll probably drink a soda and get to work on editing.
Just get caffeine real quick, snort some caffeine.
But Jordan, I love you, bro. I'm so glad we are doing this, and I'm just so fucking excited, man, for the future of this. For the future of this, man. Every single week, every Friday morning, every Thursday, we're going to be recording this, and I love you too, man. And I'm thankful we are in. This is your studio, technically. This is a room in your house, so thankful for bringing me in. Yeah, to your domain. So glad that we could do this, man. And yeah, man, to hear some more good times. And guys, if you watch this entire episode, thank you so much for being here with us. Y'all are OG Ride or Dies now. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for tuning in after such a long time. I know this is a bit different type of content, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And we'll be back, guys. We will be back. Yeah. All right. Take care, guys. You have a good day. Peace.